You know, she said she works at the hospital. Once I said to her, I said, remind me, because I said, I met her, remind me your name, because I haven't met you yet.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We try to go through the Headley Amendment thing. And now that we've called this meeting to order, we need a motion to adjourn it for a special meeting to do the Headley Amendment for the taxes.
I'll make the motion to go into a special meeting for the Headley.
I'll second.
Okay, is that closed in the public meeting? All in favor? Opposed? Now we gotta open up a special meeting.
Okay, so taxes will remain the same as they were last year, but we are just voting on the millage to increase from the base amount, to the amount of 9.7143. So taxes aren't actually going up, they'll be the same amount you paid last year. Is there any public comment or questions about the tax rate? Taxes? Need a motion to close out the special.
Can I have the numbers again, do you need that or not?
So the 2024 max allowable operating millage rate is 9.7143.
That's what it's going to go to?
Yep.
Stay the same, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, no change. No change, okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the 2024
Oh,
at,
I just need a motion to close special meeting.
oh, you've already got that on?
We do that motion after the special meeting is closed out.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'll make a motion to close the special meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. Now, that we have adjourned the public hearing, we need a motion to adopt resolution 2024-2 to establish the fiscal year 2024 tax millage rate of 9.7143.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second it.
Okay, and then I need a roll call vote.
Okay, roll call vote. Stephen?
Yes.
Joanne?
Yes.
Helena?
Yes.
Cal?
Yes.
Desiree?
Yes. Thank you.
So now we're back to the agenda. Okay, need consent? Agenda approval for the treasurer's report, approval of bills, and last month's minutes, and special meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Joanne second it? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Got that job done. Okay, old business, technically, got that taken care of. Sewer replacement.
So the
Go ahead.
we got the final quote back on that, and I know at our last special meeting, we had voted on 100,000, but the price for the 3 pumps came back at 124,010 cents. So I just need a motion to increase the estimate on that.
I'll make a motion to increase the cost.
10 cents.
I'll second it. I'll support him. Oh, she did? You're so quiet, either that or my hearing aids, I need some.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Got that job done. New business. Reading emergency, Keith.
We're moving right on. Hello, everyone. My name is Keith. I'm the Director of Reading Emergency Unit. I just just wanted to stop in, give you some information, but basically I'm here to answer questions or see if there's any concerns that I need to address, or maybe get some information back to you. But I did bring you some information when I was coming here. And quarterly, I report to the Board of Commissioners. I'm not sure if you watched their YouTube channel or not, but if you did, you would see me there quarterly talking to them. I usually report there after I receive the millage monies that they release to us. Then I go there and report to them. But I'll just get to this. Our average response times that I reported to the commissioners through January 1 through March 31st, in our service area, which is 11 townships and 4 cities, our average response time is 8 minutes and 41 seconds. Outside RU service area, still in Hillsdale County though, 16 minutes and 43 seconds. Out of county, 15 minutes and 26 seconds. You would think, why are we going out of county? Our times are better than in county for areas. It's because we have a station in Litchfield and Calhoun County's right there. Branch County's not far and Jackson County's not far, and we go up in there for Mutual Aid. So we have a little bit better response time on that. The form that I put in front of you is actually the response time to the village only. So the first page is January 1, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Just in the village alone, we ran 47 calls, and our average response time was 15 minutes and 59 seconds. Page 2 is this year to date, January 1 to June 5th. We've run 13 times in the village, and average response time is 16 minutes and 38 seconds. That time seems to be a little long, but you have to remember, we do not respond emergently on every single call. We have policies that we follow. So if it comes in as something that comes like a cardiac arrest, we'll be going emergently, lights and sirens. But if it comes in as a hand injury and it doesn't appear to be a life threat, could be a life threat to the person because their hand hurts, but we don't turn our lights and sirens on to drive here for that. We come non-emergent, so it takes us a little bit longer to get here. The other report that I'd like to give you is how many calls that we've ran, because you told you how many you've run in the village. Last year, we ran 3,203 calls in 2023, emergency calls. We did 552 transfers. We also track our unable to handles. You may have seen Somerset over here, or Hudson, or another agency if we're not available. Those are considered unable to handles. And there was 126 last year that we were not able to maintain. And that's probably because we may have been on a transfer, or there have been a couple 911 calls going on at the same time, and that's what mutual aid is for, so they come in. On the other hand, we track our mutual aid as well going into their service area. And last year we went into other service areas 107 times. So they came to us 126, we went to them 107. So it's reciprocated, it's pretty much how it works. Normally in Hillsdale, we transport to the hospital 80% of the time, 8% to Coldwater, 9% to Henry Ford. And the other straggling 1% and 0.5% of that nature, we go to Bryan, Angola, Parkview. We've transported from the scene to U of M, it's just give or take. Normally we don't try to go to U of M, but if there's a reason the person's been treated there or whatever, we try to accommodate the patient's needs. Other than that, our staffing levels currently right now, we have 7 paramedics full-time and 1 part-time paramedic. That doesn't include the office staff. We have 2 paramedics in the office, which is myself and the deputy director. We have full-time EMTs and AMTs, that comes to 9. And then we have part-time casual staffing EMTs, and we have 7 of those. Currently, we're staffing 2 to 3 ambulances a shift. 3 seems to be the major norm right now. We've been doing that for a while. If we have 2 BLS cars sitting at the stations, because we're required to have 1 24-hour paramedic unit for our service area. That's the requirements by the state. That's our other licensure level says. We will provide ALS 24/7, 365, at least 1 ambulance on. We try to put 3 on, and with the medics that we have in play now, we do get up to 3 paramedic units at times, or 2. A couple of them are off on injuries right now. Well, actually, like 3 of our employees are off on injuries, but we can't help that. And then the call-offs and whatnot, but we do the best we can. We continue to staff 2 and 3 rigs, and our times and our unable handles are going down. Other than that, we have a millage coming up for renewal, which is August 6th. Nothing has changed there, it's just a renewal vote, and we hope that everybody still stands behind the 5 ambulance services, because that's just not an REU millage, that is for the county and the ambulance services that provide service here, which is Somerset, Hudson, Waldron, Addison, and REU. And those are the forms that I put for you, which shows our service area and contacts if you have questions. Is there anything that I can answer for you?
Ambulance village renewal, that's same as it was last year, no increase?
It is, no increase, it's a renewal.
Is that being specified so that people don't get confused?
Well, yeah, we're saying it's a renewal, it will say renewal on the ballot. If the people read the ballot, they'll see the millage radio, 800 megahertz radio one's on there, that will be a new one. The renewal for our ambulance service will be on there as well. And I believe there might be one for the medical care facility as well on there.
What is the rate and for how long on the 800 megahertz?
I am not positive on the 800. REU is not part of that. We support it. We need the 800 radios. We need the infrastructure. But currently REU is buying their own 800 radios off the millage that we receive now. We budget for it. Commissioner Benzing could probably answer those questions for you.
Part of my report.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, have applicants. What did our committee come up with?
So I just want to report, so total, so we posted the job on Indeed, Facebook, around town, and then we ran a total of 12 ads in WCSR. Through Indeed, we probably had 180 people click on the job, view it, and apply on Indeed standards. Then it was narrowed down, we probably sent out 30 to 40 applications. And out of those 30 to 40, we got 7 back. Personnel committee met last night and really narrowed it down to one really good candidate. Strong background coming from the Jackson City Department of Works. He's been there, is it 10 years?
5 years.
5 years. And then he has a CDL endorsement, Tankers endorsement, and he is local. So if I can pass on the application, see that?
You say he is local?
So he has a Jonesville address, but we, looked it up and it's 9 miles from here, so quick response time in the winter, no snow, emergency situations, things like that. Insurance is not an issue.
I know him personally.
Or do you know him? Good.
So we just need to find a time to schedule interview. Go with that process. Did you hear?
He's not going to apply.
So we gotta call him up, have him come in,
Interview?
or is the committee gonna meet with him, or?
We were still kind of determining that process, so I will give you follow-up. As far as if it's going to be just the committee, the whole council, and it's going to be like a meeting, we're going to make it to that point.
We have to look and see if we're all able to do that, or if we have to do a closed meeting, special meeting, I don't know.
So I'm gonna, I have to talk to Michigan Board.
Mr. President, could we ask that you speak up a little bit?
I'm looking into the Michigan Municipal League bylaws to see the best interview process as far as if we have the whole council, you know, is it technically a closed meeting, or can we hold, since it's an interview, it's not technically a meeting? I'm looking into that more to make sure.
Under the Open Meetings Act, you cannot go into closed session. So there would be nothing under the Open Meeting Act that would allow for you in an interview situation
Okay.
to go into the closed meeting.
So then we'll have the, yes, so then we'll have the committee get together and interview.
Okay,
Did Dallas get to look at it, or?
so we don't need to approve anything at this time, just get it lined up. Okay. Next thing on the agenda. July meeting, comes August 3rd. I'd like to see it moved out a week, just so that everybody can enjoy the 4th of July weekend. I know some are gonna be on a few days ahead of time, so. If we move it one full week, is that acceptable to everybody?
It's a 10th, July 10th. Looks okay to me.
Yep, what time?
Steve?
I talked to Miranda, she said it was okay with her. Dallas? Okay. July meeting will get posted to move to July 10th. Bank account changes.
Okay, so last month I had reported, that we only have one bank account that we are receiving a service charge on and no interest. So I reached out to Flagstar, to talk to them about options. And they said that if we were to move so it's our sewer sale usage account, so each month our direct deposits from the sewer get put into this account. If we would move that to Flagstar, we are grandfathered in, so there would be no fees, and we could do a money market account. So it's like a savings checking account hybrid, where we can still write checks out of the account. We're not limited on the number of checks, but we are earning interest. It is though it's a variable rate interest, so just depending on market.
But it's better than earning nothing.
And having a service charge. And we would still be well within the FDIC coverage, no hidden fees there. So council's on board with that. I would like a motion to pull our county national bank account and transfer it to Flagstar.
I will make the motion to do that. I'll second it.
Okay, we need a
Roll call vote.
roll call on that? Probably should. Stephen?
Yes.
Joanne?
Yes.
Alma?
Yes.
Dallas?
Yes.
Desiree?
Yes.
Thank you. Passes.
Next thing is Dropbox. So I would like to get quotes about putting a Dropbox into the front of the building. Just with taxes and even like the job application situation, we run into a lot of times, people work till 5. Obviously, we have very limited hours in the office. Just think a Dropbox would be beneficial. So, we're gonna get a few quotes on that. Levi had some ideas too about that, so we'll report more on that the next meeting. Sounds good, quotes.
Used equipment. Out at the lagoon, we have a raft, we have a boat motor. We have, technically it's a fertilizer tank. And we rebuilt the base on it, cause when we originally bought it, to put ferric chloride in the ponds to kill phosphorus. When we started to move it, it kinda dilapidated on us, so we had it rebuilt. that tank and the base, we're not using them. I do know we have at least one fuel tank out there sitting in the brush. I think I sold it to the village when I was a trustee. And we might just as well put it out with the rest of this stuff and try to sell it. Brian Smith, our sewer man, does not wanna use the raft or the motor. And we don't need the tank because after we got it, we found out that we couldn't buy it in bulk. We had to buy it in them little white square tote boxes that you see around the countryside. So I would like to recommend that the tank is inside so the wind doesn't blow it around. The raft is inside out at the pole barn at the lagoon, and the motor's up here. And it's only deteriorating on price value as it gets older, so. I would like to either have a yard sale, advertise it on Marketplace or something, and see what we can get out of them. I called up, Marsh Brothers where we got the motor and the raft. Oh, it also has a raft trailer underneath it. I asked them if they'd be interested in buying it back. They didn't talk very highly of that idea, but they said if I brought it over, they would give me an idea of what it's worth, what we should be asking for it. So I would like permission to pursue that as we go along. I probably ought to have a motion because
I think we should try to sell what we don't use and at least put that money towards.
there might be some other stuff, but those are the 3 or 4 main big things.
Well, I'll make a motion that we sell what we can, if it's not needed.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I should say opposed, I'm sorry. Okay, street administration, Mr. Soltis.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Levi Soltis.
Can I cut in for just a sec? And when you guys have your committee to talk to this new employee applicant, do we want Levi there?
Yeah, he would be good to be there.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Before you get going, I just have to say thank you so much for doing the potholes on Freeland. I have to ride my lawnmower down to my grandson in order to mow his yard. That was horrible.
Yeah.
So it was real nice the other day.
Yeah, it's been a busy spring, so kind of taking over as the interim maintenance man as is, and trying to make sure that we get down some of the village to-do list. There's obviously some things that we cleaned up around the village property, working on just keeping the mill a little bit more sturdy and making sure that it's not looking dilapidated. We worked on the rail trail a lot this spring, helping Mayor and trying to make sure that we get the lagoons cleaned up and some of these parts and pieces organized so that we can use some of the equipment. And then just servicing things too. Making sure that the equipment's running for this next few seasons. I think overall, really trying to take advantage of the weather and time and ability and trying to make sure that we're getting some of these things done. I've been coordinating with Mark Services, our cement guy, and he was able to rebuild the cistern that got smashed on Knowles Road. That was replaced. We have some volunteer right now painting some of the yellow in town, and we're updating that. We're able to get to the street signs. The park, we got some paint for that to continue on some of the projects, but we were able to clean up the digging pit. We replaced a swing to make sure that things aren't getting cracked down there. And then just getting used to some of the regular maintenance in the summertime, emptying out the garbage cans. I appreciate anybody who lets me know so that I can get those in the dumpster. Realistically then too, my plan was then to help support staff Ellie. Some of what I've done historically as far as my professional experience is in policy and procedures, writing reports, things like that. So just even trying to help coordinate with the new hire,
how to make sure that we have some of the old paper and pencil paperwork of just recording, and it's set in files and shuffled around, to something that is a little bit smoother and easier than for reporting and things like that too. So just working behind the scenes here in the office and meeting on Mondays and Thursdays, also coordinating some of that right now. Other than that, continuing to work on kind of the needful things as far as, preparation on Breland Street, because we got Eats in the Streets this summer. On these nice hot days, it's easy to put some tarmac down on some of those potholes, so we'll get back to that. And then just regular maintenance at the four corners too. If there's any questions or concerns, don't be afraid to get a hold of me. I'm in the office with these guys, or, if there's an emergency right now, it's storm season, so we got the chainsaw tuned up and things like that ready.
Did you tell them about the metal that's down there? There's a lot of rusty, broken metal pieces at the trail. There's a lot of kids down there.
Yeah, at the ends, or at this end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we uncovered. It had been quite a bit with the old mill property, moving some of the piles and stacking stuff there and then trying to scrape it away. It's exposed quite a bit, and that's the next thing, is to just, as we see a season of maybe some of the wood chips actually getting bleached, we get exposed to a little bit more cinder blocks, stumps, and like you said, a few chunks of, like old eaves trough or something, wasn't it?
There's still something stuck in the ground.
In the
I
ground?
tried getting it
Yeah,
out.
okay. And dig it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Dallas, before I turn you loose, we gotta back up. I skipped public comment at the start. Has anybody got anything they wanna say? I'm sorry.
I'll speak for Ruth first, because she left. She could not hear a thing, so she left. But when a tree was cut in front of her house last fall, I guess, maybe it was early this spring, the yard was really cut deep in there. And they were gonna come back and smooth it out, and she said it's still so rough. She's tried to straighten it out, level it off so she can mow the lawn, and she said you just can't mow in there yet, it's so deep.
Levi, do you know where that's at?
No, I've not.
Right across from, Monroe Street,
Right on the curve,
pump station,
Monroe and.
on the inside curve.
I've been working on trying to, when I'm out there with some buckets, I've been trying to clean up some of the chunks when they chewed up that last stump. Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's gotta be filled in for.
Yeah, I would, if it's gonna be yard, we might wanna get some more soil, and we may wanna throw some seed then in that too, to make sure it's just. Take some rivets out, corner of that.
If you can't find it, call me, I'll come down.
I'll just watch for the uneven grass.
I don't think she's mowing.
It is.
It's nap.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, and I think I've been cleaning up, but it is lumpy.
Mm-hmm.
It is really lumpy over there.
I haven't looked at it, but she said it was really, really rough. She said it all. So that was 3 minutes.
Anybody else? Okay, sorry I.
You want me on, Mr. Beach?
I'm sorry?
Would you like my report now?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I was thinking I was gonna have a short meeting here. I was skipping everything.
Good evening, everyone. Like the consent agenda, I wish more units would use that. It really does speed up your meeting, so glad to see you having adopted that. We will be discussing at Board of Commissioners, probably at our first meeting in June, our county ORV ordinance. Back in 2014, the state legislature allowed the southern counties to adopt